these, must,
travel, returned, behind,
wondered,
however,
breakfast, following. I thought these must be her servants. You have an important person to travel with. George told me when he returned a few minutes later.
That is Antoinette de Maubin, and she is also going to Dresden. Paris was soon behind me.
It was a long and boring journey, Anne.
And I wondered if I would see Antoinette de Maubin in the dining car.
When I ate in the train that evening, or perhaps at breakfast the next morning. However, I did not see a lady again until the following day, when both she and I got on the next train from Dresden to Ruritania.
Further.
Guards,
Border.
surprised, check, earlier, described, excitement, once. She was further up the train, however, and did not see me. A few hours later, the train arrived at the Ruritanian border, where we stopped so the guards could check our passports. I was surprised when the guards stared at me and my passport for some time before letting me into the country. Once in Ruritania, I bought a newspaper and read that the king's coronation was to be in 2 days. Time which was much earlier than I had thought. The newspaper described the excitement in the country.
Particular.
Capital. Best. Event. Decided. Castle. Then. Hills. Coronation.
And, in particular, the capital city, Stralsund,
where, it said, all the hotels were full with people who wanted to see the event. On reading this, I decided it would be best to stop at Zenda,
a small town 80 kilometers from the capital,
and about 10 kilometers from the border. Here, I could walk in the hills and see the town's famous castle. Then I could take the train for the day to Strelsa to see the coronation. As I got off the train at Zenda, I saw Antoinette de Maubin, who remained on the train for its journey to The capital. Interested. Happened. Ran. Daughter. Welcomed. Owner. Around. Responsible. Wished. Castle. In fact. But she did not look at me. I was welcomed at the inn in Zenda by an old woman who ran it with her 2 daughters. She said she was not very interested in what happened in the capital, but she loved the Duke of Strelsa, who she called Duke Michael. He was the man who was responsible for the land around Zenda and its castle. In fact, the hotel owner said she wished the Duke was the new king and not his brother. We all know Duke Michael, she explained. He's always lived in Ruritania and he cares about the people.